My name is Gary. I'm sure there's a lot of people that might know. I'm not too sure about that. I just want to come down and share a little testimony. I met a beloved brother once before. He comes on this new thing that I don't know about, and I'm very much new here. I want to share a little bit about who I am in Yeshua and who Yeshua Messiah is inside me. That'll be a testimony to those that are around, those that are listening. I am at this moment 55 years old, which is one of the greatest miracles that I'm still here, because when I was 13 years old, I was involved in a motor car accident where my mother and my brother died. My sister was a survivor there too. I broke my back, I was paralyzed. I was lame. I have my broken back and bowels, missing my heart, almost given 6 months to live. After months in a coma, and when I was discharged, that the doctor gave my aunt 6 months. If I don't make it in 6 months, I must come back for a checkup. Lucky enough, in 6 months I walked in with my body brace in my hand, and I walked in with my feet. That's the kind of God that I serve. But I want to explain something, and just explain it, put it this way to you. The devil has been on my case, is on everybody's case, and he will never stop, because he never knows how to sleep. And when I was born as a little boy, as a child, I would laugh so much that my breath would come out of me. My face would go blue, my lips would go blue, my mom would either slap my face, throw cold water in my face. I could stop laughing. Anyway, I grew through life and everything like that. At the age of 11 years old, I was in a youth camp, the youngest in the youth camp. And somehow, I had an appointment with Elohim. That was the time God wanted me. The youngest of all youth, being at the age of 11 years old. The teenage youth was from 13 years upwards. Me being the youngest. God somehow blessed me and opened his heart all that way. After about a week's service there, and I was bored, I was dragged out. It was not something for young people, especially for children at my age. I just wanted to walk back to Guello, from Gatuma actually. I don't know how that would have done and happened, but my sister came and met me, and through her words and the little Testament Bibles that she had, she led me to the Lord, Jesus Christ, Yeshua Messiah. Somehow inside me, there was like a fire burning. Something inside me, my hands couldn't keep still. My arms and my legs couldn't stand still. My heart was pumping, yes, but it was abnormal. My whole life sort of changed from darkness to light. My whole life changed from hell to heaven. And I never realized that until that night, the last tent meeting we had at that youth camp. I was standing at the back with my sister, and the youngest of all the youth, and they were singing that song, "We shall go out with joy, and be brought forth with joy in the Lord," and so on like that. And immediately, it was like I was like a top, and I know everybody knows like a top works, and was putting a rope around me every time I was singing, every time I was clapping my hands. There's so much importance, and people don't realize that, what it means to clap, what it means to stamp your feet, what it means to shout. Look at the walls of Jericho. Your whole life is in the falling of the walls of Jericho, if you would understand what I mean. But my clapping was rolled up like a top, and at that very moment, it was like the Spirit of God or the angels of God pulled that rope, and I span like a top, right from the back of that tent. For the first time in my entire life, I never believed in dancing in church. But there was in this tent, right in the front, which caused the whole youth group to come and do the same thing. There was revival. If you want to know what revival is, there is nothing like that you'll see today. Unless you really meet Messiah, you meet Yeshua, and you will find that what real revival is, that real contact, what he wants from each and every one of us, is just that relationship with him. Cut the story short, after the meeting we had there, we went to the courtyard, had some coffee, and then I was asked to go and help one of the youth who had sunstroke that day, to go and put a brick in front of a door so that the camp light could shine into his room. I did that, and as I did, it was quite a distance from me, and I put the brick there by his door. And as I put the brick there, there was this horrible, I don't know how I could describe it, but that voice that came to me said, I will get you back. I'll get you back. As a young age, 11 years old, I didn't know all this stuff. I didn't know what was in the Bible. I didn't know nothing about the Bible, anything like that. I just know had a feeling that I received after giving my heart to Yeshua Messiah. And I ran from there right back to the courtyard. And I was shaking so much, how fear grips you. And when it gripped me, my sister went and to hand me over to the youth leader there, and they prayed for me and explained the whole story to me. Cut the story short, that voice that was at me was trying to get me back. That was the old serpent. I believe it. I know it, because God is not a God of fear. He is of love, He's of joy, and He's of a sound mind. And I've experienced that now for all these years. How close I get to Him, the more that I serve Him, the sweeter He grows. And then finally, at the age of 13 years old, we left Rhodesia, we came to South Africa. Very difficult in life, trying from English, we had to now learn to speak Afrikaans, which I love the language so much, from my forefathers. But anyway, it was difficult for us, and things came hard. Standard 5, I repeated Standard 5 twice here in South Africa because of the standard of education. I went to Standard 6 in the year 1984. I went to Standard 6 in Witbank High School. And as I was there, January, February, March, April, then school started, and it was the first weekend in May. Definitely, it was the 5th of May 1984 that my mother took my grandmother's brother, who was a crippled man, because my grandmother and her second eldest daughter went to the Cape from Kendal. And we took my uncle to Secunda. On the way back from Secunda, to cut the story short, we had a motor car accident. The car rolled to 20 times into the Middelveld in between Ogies and Kendal. And that causing the death of my blood brother, Eric. The car rolled over him. My mother was strapped, her whole ribs were broken. I broke my back. I won't take my time to expound on that again. I was in a coma. I was lame. I just lost consciousness and everything like that. To cut the story short, I was a month in the hospital. We were in the Princess Nursing Home here in Hillbrow. And after a month that I came through, my mother was still in the hospital. She had also just came through after I had come through. About a week after I came through from the coma, my mother came through, and then they would push me through. I never knew my mom was there. And then I went to the hospital, and they would help me and push me to my mom on a wheelchair, or they would escort me by holding me to get me walking to my mother's based in the high care unit there in Hillbrow, Princess Nursing Home. And I would sit there and I would see my mother's face, everything swelled up. The devil will try everything that he can in his power to break you, to kill you, to destroy you. And he's been doing that all my life. He's been doing everything like that. I won't take the time to expound what happened with my mom there at the hospital, but after a week that I was there, after visiting her at occasional times, she got life in her again. And it was a Saturday morning on the 9th of June. I remember that I sat with my mom in this ICU. For the first time, I saw my mom in the chair, and she couldn't talk. She also had a hole in her throat. She was damaged. She was damaged. And the thing is, she got a phone call from somebody, and I never knew who it was, but I could hear my mom mumbling, and I said, "Is that my mom? Is that how my mom talks, like a baby? She couldn't even hear what she was saying." And when she came back, she had the most horrible expression on her face. And I said, the sisters took her back to her bed, and they said I must come back previous that same night, on the 9th of June 1984. That night when I did come back, the appearance of my mom, that was the last appearance that I ever saw my mom. It was her eyeballs were like tennis balls, blackish soot. Her face, she was like dead as still, as if she wasn't even really alive. But lucky I could feel, holding on her hands, I would hold her hands dearly, praying like I've never prayed in my entire life before, asking God to please heal her, please heal her. After I left, the sister said to me, after I said, I want to turn around and look at my mom one more time. And I looked around and I looked at my mom for that last time, and that is a vision that I've seen in my face many, many times still. The last appearance that I saw of my mom. And I said to the sister who was escorting me back to my room, I said to her that this is the last time. I will never see my mom again. She made a joke. She said to me, I will. 9 o'clock that night, my mom had a heart attack and she died. And it was all lies to me. Everything around me was just lies from then on in my entire life. I was dismissed from hospital. I was given 6 months to live. Well, here I'm 55 years old. I'm still alive and well. I'm still going on. The devil has tried to stop me, tried to kill me. On my bicycle, when I started getting walking and everything after 6 months, and my bicycle, I would ride my bike and suddenly my bike would just lose control and I'd fall and I would get hurt, and in such a way that I thought I was going to die. The devil is one of the most dirtiest, meanest, horriblest, non-sleeping terrorist, if I may put it that way. And if you're not prepared and you're not safe in the hands and the arms of Yeshua Messiah, he can tear you apart as sure as any dog, as wild as it is, can rip anything to a million pieces. And all I wanted to say is that in the ministry, when I was 15 years old, I gave my heart, I rededicated my heart to the Lord. There was no church involved. I was riding my bicycle and I just felt close to God. It was like He was near me, and I was singing that song and He walks with me and He talks with me and He tells me that I'm His very own. And to this very day, I'm still on my own. I don't have anybody with me. I don't have no one, but He has promised to never leave me. He has promised to never forsake me. Wherever I go, He is always with me. It's such a privilege to walk these streets, to sit here in my own place, to walk to work where I'm working, whatever I'm doing every single day of my life, to feel and to walk into His presence. Like no one will know and understand His presence. That's why I'm sitting and I'm speaking to the world as much as I possibly can, because it's real and no one can change it. I've experienced. I am not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, I'm not an evangelist, but I'm just me. I don't want to look like anybody, I don't want to smell nobody, I don't want to look like anything in this world. I just want to be who I am, and I want to share that same love that Christ gave me. And I want to show you that that experience that you can find the closer you come to Him. Mark my words, that old dragon will come with every fiber, strength and bone and stick and everything it can to break you, to torture you, to get rid of you from fulfilling the purpose that Messiah has got for you and the reason you are on this planet for. And I want to mention also that I am at the age of 55 years old and serving God more and more, and the closer I get to Him now, all I do now is just shrug Him off my shoulders. And that's like every one of us should be doing. Shrugging off Satan from our shoulders, knowing that he is defeated. A defeated foe that was defeated at Calvary 2,000 years, maybe even longer back. Defeated, he has no hold on us. When Jesus, Yeshua Messiah, cried on the cross, after the third drop of blood fell on the mercy seat, which was that Ark of the Covenant, which was 400 years before Christ hung on that cross, which was above on that hill. And the third drop of blood that fell on that mercy seat, and he cried out, Tetelestai, it is paid in full. Dear sir, dear ma'am, the world out there, the churches, the doctrines, the way of religion, all from Babylon, are all teaching you something. They are adding to the cross. I have never wanted to add to the cross. I've tried to do that. I thought that was a way, that was the truth. Until you meet Messiah, Yeshua Messiah, you will find what I'm trying to say, the excitement, the joy that is there. He will offer to you what He has promised to give. But the churches have molded man. I know I'm noticed for standing on dangerous ground. That is my best hobby I've ever done. because I know in whom I believe, and I walk in whom I believe. People want me to take medicine. I don't take medicine. My faith in God is stronger. Satan has got no hold on anybody. He cannot touch you. He will come to you with everything. He will even try to hurt you. But his Messiah has said, fear not, for I am with you. I will deliver you. I'll take you from the snare of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence. I mean, these are years that God has promised me many times, because in our human capacity, we cannot see the other side, what Messiah can see. We cannot see the other side, what Eloah can see. Our Father in heaven cannot reveal it to us, because he wants us just to trust and believe in him. Satan is a defeated foe. He's defeated at Calvary over 2,000 years ago. And if you don't want to believe it, you're going to continue being tempted. You're going to continue faltering and falling under his clutches. Or you can even be ruled by the church and be prayed like a puppet. That is what Satan does with people today. He plays with you like a puppet. If you jump, you just put your arm up, you put your arm up. You say walk here, you walk there. It's very fine relationship that we have with God. When we walk with him, who is the King of Kings, and he is the Lord of Lords, you will feel a difference. There is something about Yeshua, Jesus Christ, something about that name that has to change something in your life. And Satan will try everything he can in his power. He's brought enough rudiments in this world for the young people. There's enough games to play. There's enough PlayStation, enough on the phones. There's enough things in this world just to take your eyes off the prize of the high calling of God, which is found in Jesus Christ. Because he does not want to lose a soul. He wants your soul, and he will try everything he can do. He will show you that that man, he looks macho, he's well built, he does his gym, he's well tanned, he's got a nice cigarette in his mouth, and he looks macho, he's got a bright face, he's sitting on a stallion or some kind of horse, or he's got a wonderful Ferrari car. He just looks good. He looks macho with that cigarette in his mouth. He'll show you the alcohol, the beer, the brandy, whiskey, whatever, of a party. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Everybody is there just having fun. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's jumping in and dancing and jumping in the pools and swimming. It looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. God wants the best for you. Don't get me wrong. Just listen very carefully. But he will, inside all those people there, they are smuggling drugs. I don't know what drugs they use, what names they use, LSD, cocaine, whatever that stuff is. But somehow it's being passed over. Satan would show you how wonderful all these things look like. These are only little things I'm pointing out at right now. But Satan would show you the cigarette that looks good in the mouth, that makes you look like a man. He would show you the brandy or the beer, how wonderful it makes a man look, and how much crowds you can attract, how much the alcohol that you can use, whatever it is. But he will never show you the lungs that are eaten by as a result of by the cancer, as a result of the cigarette that man is smoking. He'll never show the automobile on the highway with 4 or 5 dead people inside because of that alcohol. Because Satan hates you. The brain that's scrambled because Satan hates you. He doesn't want you to see the 4 or 5 dead people on the highway because of that. But he wants you to know, God wants you to know that he loves you.